Her mom was just a waitress, until the SEAL unit saluted her in front of everyone. Everyone in that small-town diner thought she was just a waitress, a quiet woman who refilled coffee cups, wiped down counters, and smiled through tired eyes. But one morning, when a group of Navy SEALs walked in and suddenly stood at attention, the entire room realized just how wrong they'd been. It was a typical Saturday morning at Miller's Diner. The smell of bacon, the chatter of regulars, and the sound of the griddle never stopped. Emily, a high school senior, sat in her usual corner booth, finishing her homework before her shift started. Her mom, Linda, was already working, balancing plates like it was second nature. To everyone, Linda was just another hard-working mom, humble, quiet, and always polite. Some even pitied her. "Single mom, 2 jobs, must have had a rough life," they'd whisper. Emily heard it all but never said anything. That morning, a group of 7 men walked in, broad-shouldered, sunburnt, wearing Navy fatigues. The room went silent. Everyone recognized the trident patches, SEALs. They rarely came through town. They took a booth near the window, and Linda, with her usual calm smile, greeted them. "Morning, boys. Coffee or something stronger?" she joked, and one of them froze mid-laugh. "Ma'am, Linda?" one of them said, his voice shaking. She looked up, instantly recognizing him. "Petty Officer Ramirez," she said softly. And just like that, the joking stopped. The SEALs stood up, every single one of them. The diner fell completely silent as they stepped forward. The leader, a grizzled commander with a scar across his jaw, said, "Ladies and gentlemen, you're standing in front of a hero." Everyone watched as he saluted her, sharp, respectful, military perfect. The other SEALs followed, their hands trembling slightly. Linda's eyes filled with tears, and she whispered, "You boys made it home." Emily stood, confused and shocked. The commander continued, "Ma'am, we never forgot Fallujah. You saved 6 of our men that night. We owe you our lives." Gasps filled the room. Linda had never spoken of her past. No one knew she had served. Turns out, before she was a waitress, Linda had been a Navy corpsman, attached to SEAL Team 4. During a mission overseas, their team was ambushed. Linda wounded herself, refused evacuation, and stayed behind to treat her men. She was officially listed as critically injured, later discharged quietly. She never talked about it, not because she was ashamed, but because she didn't want glory. She wanted peace. The SEALs had been searching for her for years. When they found out she was living here, working in a diner, they came to thank her the only way they knew how, by standing tall and saluting. Emily walked over, tears in her eyes, realizing her mother wasn't just the strongest woman she knew, she was a living legend. The diners, once whispering about her, now stood too. Every single person in that room rose to their feet. In silence and respect, Linda simply smiled and said, "Heroes aren't the ones people talk about. They're the ones who come home and still serve, in their own quiet way." From that day on, no one ever called her just a waitress again. And every year after that, on the same morning, the SEALs returned to that same diner to have coffee with the woman who once saved their lives. Because sometimes the real heroes don't wear medals or fame, they wear aprons, carry coffee pots, and quietly change the world without saying a word.